Hi, you guys. I want to talk about Expedia today. I had a very unfortunate experience, and I've never in my almost since the age of 21 through I'm 61. So what's that, 40 years of flying internationally, and at least 30 years have been active flying. I've never had to change a flight. I have never, fortunately, changed a flight. But today I was contemplating that I might have to change a flight for my daughter. So I got on the Expedia website, tried to search everywhere I could to find the disability phone number, the customer service phone number, emails, a way to reach a live person, and it doesn't exist. Once I did all the phone numbers that they gave you, you just went down the rabbit's hole to more and more phone numbers, and you didn't get a live body. At the end of each of the numbers that I dialed, you just went down the rabbit hole of another hole and came back up and surfaced. And so I chose their chat option, which did bring me, after about 5 attempts, it brought me a live person. She said her name was Kathleen. She was able to type extremely well in English, but I'm not sure she was on American soil. I just suspect not, based on her responses. So I have good days and I have bad days. I am disabled. I have some vision impairment issues. I have my migraine glasses, and these are my what I keep here as an extra pair because the blue lights trigger me. Plus, I'm disabled for other reasons. So I asked for disability services, and I saw on the internet they had just hired somebody as the national person for disability, but it's kind of a farce. You can't reach her. You can't reach her department. You can't reach anybody that's been educated or trained. And this woman in the chat was asking inappropriate questions regarding disability. Like, how can you type if you can't see it? And I said, I didn't say I can't see. I said, I have severe vision impairment that goes in and out, and I have days that the blue light triggers me, and so I do audio recording. I asked her for a copy of her entire chat that went on for 45 minutes, and she said, no, take screenshots. But the minute she would have closed out the chat would have went away, so I would have had no proof or documentation for this phone call. I asked to speak to a manager on multiple occasions. I asked to speak to a disability expert department. I asked to file a, sometimes I lose my English, a complaint, lamenta, and in Italian, and no. And then she continued to ask many inappropriate questions. I said, you're not allowed to ask a disabled person what brand of wheelchair you have, what type of hearing device, what kinds of walking sticks, what assistory tools a blind or a deaf person uses. You're not allowed to ask those questions. I know that. She finally took my phone number after I kept pushing it and got somebody to make a call. But as soon as the call came in, it lasted 3 seconds and they hung up. But I saw the number and I assumed it was them. I made multiple phone calls to call them back, and again, you went down the rabbit hole. I then received, oddly enough, an email saying, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I tried to call you, but your line was busy, which is not true. I did a screenshot of the message coming in, which said 3 seconds. And then I did a screenshot of how many minutes I was on hold when I called back. And I said, that's not true. So don't try to tell me that's what you did, because I've got proof here. And I said, would you please call me again? Luckily, this guy called me. It took, the whole fiasco was no less than 2 hours. And much of the information that I got from the very first person in the chat was the initial shut you down. You cannot proceed. We cannot help you. You're out of luck. You need to go to the airlines. And I said, I already went to the airlines. I already spent a half hour to 45 minutes on the phone with United. United said that because you have control of the ticket, the request for any modifications must come from you, or the exceptions. Long story short, once I got this nice manager, he ended up explaining to me, yeah, the request has to come from us. You have to make it all the way to a manager, which they don't want to give you a manager. And you have to email that manager, which I have his email, put in some kind of documenting support information, ask them for what it is you need, and then they go on your behalf and try to barter with United to see if United will make an exception. But I can tell you that 99.9% of the women out there 60 and older would not have the energy, the patience, the knowledge, the tenacity to do what I did. But I'm a travel coach, and I've been traveling for, like I said, since the age of about 21, international, 61 now. Been living overseas for 15 years, full-time 18 years, something like that. So I just wanted to tell you that sometimes shopping for these really, really, really low prices is kind of dangerous, kind of bad, because it doesn't always work out. Okay, so that's Expedia, and that's what I wanted to tell you about Expedia. And I'm going to make a new video and tell you another thing I saw today.